Okay, let's try that. Let's try that. Maybe that'll fix it. Ah, sweet. Okay, that's fixed now. Oh, sweet. Okay, that's fixed now. Kpdx. I have this little tool around just in case. Layer 77, that's it. I need one of these parking spots. Oh, nope. Undo. Come on. It's being slow on me. I just need to move around. No, I didn't need that. Oh, goodness. Okay, which one is this? That's ramp cargo, south parking 137. That should work. South parking 137. We also have these parking, which is 177. So the 130s and the 170s. Okay. No, geez, that sucker's slow. Okay, there's the 170s, 130s. Here we are. South parking. Let's just do 136 and see if that's good. And yeah, that's fine. Theme, clear skies, aircraft. It's quite quiet tonight, only one person. Time change, maybe. Or just because I haven't done anything in a while. I'm still trying to figure out how to do the advanced notice, like, hey, this time, blah, blah, blah. I haven't figured that out yet. I tried and didn't work too well. Okay, we are... Ooh, UPS livery. UPS has a really nice looking livery. FedEx does. Is FedEx in here? Yeah, here it is. Yeah, we'll use FedEx. I like it. Alright, 4 people. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. It was kind of short notice. Actually, there was no notice. Home from college for the weekend. Been busy flying up there, so in real life. So home, just doing something in the sim. Gonna fly the MD-11. It's been a while since I've flown it, so hopefully I remember. Shouldn't be too bad. Okay. Ooh. Still initializing. Just let it do its thing. There it goes, initializing. Perfect. Yeah, that works fine. Good. Pmdg. Panel state. Load a panel state. And cold and dark. Good. That works fine. And next up we need to go options, active camera, load a view config, Pmdg, MD-11, ECV. Now we have our viewpoints. Good. Next up comes the fireworks. We need to load the weather. And here's where our frame rate dies. In a way. It is overcast at Portland. The reason I chose it is because it's overcast at Portland. But it also means it's going to be harder on the FPS. So, let's click here. It says no METAR found. That's not good. It's getting an error. Shoot. Okay. Let's try it again. Run as an administrator. Initializing weather data. It's weather not loaded. Click on this. Okay, there it went. Alright, 3308, 10 statute miles visibility. Rain. Few at 1,200. Scattered, or light rain. Scattered 4,300. Overcast 5,000. Temperature 9 Celsius, dew point 7 Celsius, altimeter 2983, low pressure. Remarks automated with enhanced capabilities. Sea level pressure is 1010.1 millibars. And the other data, yeah. So, just your lovely weather. If it loads, is it gonna load? Don't tell me their servers are down. Please don't tell me their servers are down. Are they down? Yeah, they're down. Or SFWN? Oh, yeah, the question. Oh, sweet. Seems like they're not working. Settings. Let's try the settings. Maybe their servers went down for a little bit. Let's try VATS and weather. Disconnect. Alright. And connect. Download weather from VATSIM. See if maybe this works better. Download 13 minutes. Download the weather now. Come on. Please work. This would suck if the servers aren't working. It looks like there's nothing happening. Oh, great. Every time. It's always something. FS real weather. Support forum. FS v3 8 hours minutes. Sir. Well, not connecting to FS9. It's downloading, as well as FS2004. Okay, it's not setting the weather. Okay, yeah, this looks familiar. It seems to be working properly and configured. Downloading weather and connect to the FS. Options, side notes. Okay. So this looks familiar to my problem here. Is FS2004 working? Yeah, FS2004 is working. Okay. So, it has to be something between the two. It's up to date, it's connecting, everything looks fine. And it says not responding, and then it gets there. And then it's setting the weather. And it should pop in. There it is. Fixed. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. And one of them's paused and one of them's not, so I'm not sure which one is which. Control-Shift-W. Oh boy. I hit parking brake, but parking brake and the reset button for the flight simulator are right beside each other. And I refreshed it. So yeah, while we're waiting on this to reload and crossing our fingers, the weather servers work when we load again, and hopefully they stay that way and don't go absolutely wacky like the last live stream I did with the 747 up to San Francisco from, I think it was Los Angeles. If you go watch that, at the very end, it went haywire and did not go at all like I was wanting. The winds actually, for some reason, just went insane. I think they're hitting like 170, 180 knots. I have no idea why. It was just kind of like a freak accident. I kind of laugh at a lot of the streamers because it seems like they make up a lot of what they do. That's like they just crash on purpose or something just to add, I don't know, just to add like a sense of fun to it. And I was like, why do they do that? And then it happened to me, and I'm like, what the world? So, it is what it is. Alright, let's go 1 o'clock. Clear skies. The thing with the Pmdg MD-11 versus the Ifly 737 is this. Ifly, you have to load the default Cessna before you load the 737. With the MD-11, you have to load it straight from the menu. And that's how it is with most aircraft. With the Captain Sim 757, though, that one also has to load the default Cessna. And the reason being is because Captain Sim was kind enough to exclude a cold and dark option for us. So the only way to get cold and dark in the Captain Sim is to actually pull the mixture back, pull the throttle back, turn the master and alternator off, and then turn the key off. But don't turn off the avionics or else it doesn't work. From there, everything's good. From there, then you can load the Captain Sim. It'll load with the engines off, displays off, and you just got to go click the rest of the buttons off. That's how you get cold and dark in the Captain Sim. So it's kind of odd. There's just different quirks for the different aircraft that you have to learn. With the MD-11 here, it has that initialization period of around 20 seconds. And if you touch anything in the airplane in that 20-second period, the plane will do wacky things to you. I've not had it happen to me yet, but I have a friend who has. Just randomly in the airplane, it just stops doing something. It's like, why did it do that? So, alright, Pmdg, panel state, load panel state, cold and dark, and that's off. And then we can go load active camera, MD-11, good. And we can start FS Real Weather again. I want to try the NOAA servers one last time to see if they'll go. Settings. Like maybe there's a slight chance they'll work. Oh, it's frozen for a second. Okay. Weather, NOAA. Okay. Download weather. It's from VATSIM. Okay. I'm pretty sure just the NOAA servers are down if the VATSIM ones are working. I think that's what it is, so I'm going to test it, and then we'll get along with the flight, so that way half the live stream is just not me fiddling around with the flight sim. And we're actually flying places. Okay. Download weather from VATSIM. I think it's still downloading from VATSIM. That's fine. It's working. As long as it's working. Alright, we got some new people. Hello. Welcome to the stream. It's kind of short notice, but we're here. Alright, everything's good. Oh, modules. FS2004. I need to get the axes going. Yes. MD-11. Check my thing to make sure. Did I put it on this one? Okay, there's the throttle. Good. Key presses, profile specific, and buttons, profile specific. specific to the MD-11. Hit OK. And we are good to go. If I zoom down here. Oh, wow. FPS are actually insanely good. Yikes. Perfect. That's actually really nice. Oh, yes. One last thing. Ah, that's on my other drive. Flight sim. I'll copy it over later. Kpdx to Ksfo. I'll get it later in the flight. I'm just gonna go find it real quick. FS2004 and download. This little tool right here, FS Screen, is possibly the most helpful tool ever for flight sim for getting screenshots. It is really the easiest thing to use. And we can just run it as administrator. And it sits there, and whenever you press the print screen, it takes a screenshot. And I want to get some screenshots of this absolutely amazing airplane. I love the MD-11. I never used to fly it. I always used to, like, I never bothered to learn it, but then when I did, it became by far my favorite airplane to fly. Just something about it is super cool. I think it may be the 3-engine. It just looks pretty from every angle. Just like the 747. They both look so good from any angle you get them at. And the cockpit really is just some of the best texturing and model work I've seen for FS9. If you can find this airplane, I 100% recommend it. Because it is the best FS9 aircraft. I'm positive. And if Diego was here, he's not, but if he was, I'm pretty sure he would agree with me, because he's the one that got me into this plane. The only thing that blows this scene away is the texture on the building. They kind of skimped out on it. The actual building textures and everything. If I fly over to the... Go ahead and speed up a little bit. Go on a little bit of a trip real quick. Pop over here to the gates. What I actually did was for the gates, because they were so low res, I took textures from some of my other payware add-ons and I actually upscaled and retextured all the gates. So the gates were, I think, 512 or 256. They're now 1024, and they have the new logo. So there's the new American. There's the new Southwest. If we come along some more, I think United's here, Delta's here, more Southwest. Alaska. I think Delta's on the end. Yeah, Delta's over here. There's the Delta ones. Really, really improved the actual detail of the scenery. But overall, this is by far my favorite scenery for FS9. It does have a small issue over here with the actual terrain. What is it? Oh, what is it called? FS Global. Yeah, FS Global 2010, the Global, for some reason, decided that this is how it's going to represent this bump, which if you go in is really a lot smaller than what this says it is. It's because it is a lot low res, or a lot more low res, but there's actually a road that runs along this here. You can see, but it's completely hidden. It's all completely hidden by this massive thing. So I'm still trying to figure out a way to get rid of this. I might have to use a flatten or something. But it ends right here. As soon as you hit here, it's like, okay, we're done. And then it's just gone. So that's the one thing about this scenery. And another thing is I cannot use FS Global 2010 and fly into Washington National. I can't fly into DCA with Global 2010 because some height data is wrong with it. So other than that, it's a really nice add-on. It really enhances the sim a lot. So it's just that. Okay, Control-Shift-W. I need to turn the engines off. Make sure they're off, and the parking brake needs to be set. Good, parking brake's set. And I can about guarantee there's going to be textures that are missing on the side. Yep, there they are. I don't know why. I've already tried to find it and can't. The textures for these are missing. Well, actually, they're there. They're just not displaying. I think I broke something in the add-on. But every single time I fly with a bigger airplane like this, they always go, but the textures are missing. I know, I just cannot find a way to solve the issue. If I'm able to resolve it, or if you guys can help me, that would be great, but I myself cannot find a way. Alright. Enough gibbering, I think. Let's go ahead and fly. I love ads on my computer. Alright. Hop up to the overhead panel. Oh, God. Need to remember. Battery. Turn the battery on. Arm the electric. Emergency power. It's been a while. Do I click that? Shoot. Which one do I click? I think it's this one. Or is it this one? It's that one. You know, I don't know if this is such a good idea. Oh, goodness me. Everything's auto. Manual, auto. Okay. That goes to nav. That's armed. That's good. The fuel pumps are also auto. We only have 15,000 pounds. We need to come down here and we go to shortcuts, refueling. Tanks, I need 55,000 pounds, so let's put the balance in these external tanks here. So let's put 27, we have 15, so 55 minus 15 is going to be 40, so let's put 20,000 in these tanks here. And that'll give us our 50,000. And let's put an additional 500 in here. And that'll work. Start. There we go. They're fueling up now. And that's that. Also auto. Okay, we can turn that off. We don't need it yet. Moving along. It's the horn shut off.
Overspeed. 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 Overspeed.
All lights are working. Go ahead and turn that off. Windshield wipers. Logo can come on. Or nav can come on, not logo. Beacons are off for right now. No smoke. Those go to auto. Good. Hop down to the FMC. FMC1 flight pan init. When was the data good from flight plan? Or menu. FMC1. How old is the data? Page over. Or progress, I think? No. Flight plan. Oh. Init. There it is. Init. Oh, where's the data from? It doesn't say. I know it's in here somewhere, I just don't remember where. Menu. Push button, ignore. Maintenance. Not allowed. Let's see in here. Okay. September 10th to October 8th of 2020. So okay, it's pretty new. Oval Dream, hello, how's it going? Welcome to my attempt to fly the MD-11 again after how many months has it been? 5? 4? It's been a while. It's been a while. Okay. Where are we headed? It is X. You have to press X. Slash KS. What is this? Oh. That's it. Ksfo. Good. Turn flight plan on it. Flight number is FDX 187. Cruise levels are 350. It's slowly coming back. Slowly. Cost index is 186. Geez, that's high. And initialize the IRS. Next page. We'll get that in a bit. What's our fuel coming along? Are we fueled up? 19. Oh. I forgot. It didn't do that. Okay. We have 40,500. Yeah, add an additional 500. So that'll get us to 6,000, and then 20,000, 40,000, 46,000. We need 55, so we need 9,000. Let's just do this. 25,000. And 25,000. And we already have enough on there. 0. That works. And that'll just fuel up to 25,000. Okay, flight plan. From Portland, we are on the standard instrument departure. This is kind of like an Airbus style. Of the departures and everything. Unlike Boeing, where it has departure and then arrivals page. This is just in the actual flight plan. There's no, how'd you say it? If you go in the flight plan page in the Boeing FMC, and then you can put in all the route, and then you can go to legs, there's no leg page. It's all flight plan, which I actually kind of like. So, we're on the Mini 5. Off of 28 left. And the Easton transition. We can insert that. And scroll down. And then from Easton, we follow the Q1. Airways, we follow the Q1. And this is kind of more Boeing reminiscent. Q1 to Etchy. T. To Etchy. And then it's direct to Melbic, or Melbic, however you would pronounce it. And then we go back to flight plan. Oh, I didn't insert it. Via the Q1. Go back to Etchy. Insert. And then it goes to Etchy, so it added all these points. And then from Etchy, it's direct ML to Malbec. And then to the bag to 3. Then from the Malbec, it's the star bag to 3. To the ILS 28 right. It's Malbec transition. Insert. Turn back to flight plan, and there it's all in. And we can clear that discontinuity. And there it is. End of flight plan. 28 right. So, now that that is done, you just hit flight plan. 28 left. We can go phage 2. Okay, yeah. Direct. Perf. Init. There it is. Page 2. How much fuel we got now? Is it better? 25, 50, 58. That works. Block is 56. Takeoff gross weight. Or ZFW. What was our ZFW? How much did it say we needed? Block is 56.5. Yeah, that's fine. And estimated was 485.2. Oh, that's our takeoff weight. Haven't done this in a while, so 431.7. No, that's our ZFW. Jeez. We're just gonna clear that. 431.7. That goes in ZFW. Now we have our 486.7, which checks out. We have 485. Okay, yeah, we had a little bit extra fuel. That's fine, though. Okay. Takeoff CG. Where do we find that? I know it's in here somewhere. Takeoff CG. Do we click it? Not allowed. ZFW CG? Do we click that? Not allowed. Crap. It's right here. So I think if we hit engine. Now. Do we hit config? And then back to engine? No. Oh boy. Ha! Just bought at least a new laptop. Acer Nitro 5 GTX 1650 i5 10th gen. Very, very nice. Awesome. Yeah, I made the mistake of getting a 1050 Ti rather than a 1650. I regret that dearly. So, but nothing I can do. I'm going to jump back to one of my past videos to figure out how the heck I got my CG, because I forget. And the last actual flight I did with the MD-11 was 6 months ago. That was a while ago. Oh boy. Yeah, I didn't realize it's been that long since I actually did this. Okay, here it is. 70 WCG. Seems I had trouble finding it the last time too. Oh, I got it. Okay. Where did I get it?
I think it was 25.1, I think. I'm gonna guess that's what it was. I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Apparently you get that in the configurator. And I didn't get it in the configurator. So, good night, Brazilian. Oh, my settings on SweetFX. I actually ditched SweetFX, so what you're seeing is the simulator itself. No SweetFX enabled. For some reason, it didn't play well with the anti-aliasing. Let's try 25.1 and hope it works. Hope. Miscellaneous. No. Engine. No. Perfect. Yeah. So for some reason the anti-aliasing didn't work with it too well. And yeah, I just couldn't take it anymore. And I actually prefer it without the SweetFX. It looks a lot more natural than it did before. So I mean, if you're into more natural colors rather than vibrant, that would probably be the way to go. Oh, okay. So it just had to think about it. That would be... That makes sense. It just had to think about the CG. I'm trying to remember a lot of this. It's not like the Ifly to where I have it pretty much memorized and I just don't even think about it. I just do it. But, yeah. Okay. That is done. It was Ksmf, I think. If I remember correctly. Yes, none. Good. That works fine. Alright, perf. No, that's not it. Takeoff and approach, that's it. Flaps. 22? What was it? 28. Let's do 22 degrees flaps. Slope 0 and... Will my PC be able to run FS2020? No. It won't. Reason being, it's a GTX 1650 with 8 gigs of RAM. DDR3 RAM. Mind. So, yeah. It would get crushed by FS2020, and I would rather still have a computer. Now, I have a laptop that can run FS2020, but I'm a broke college kid and can't afford to shell out $60 on FS2020 when I go on a 4-hour cross-country and shell out $900. So, maybe in the future I'll get FS2020, but just not right now. Alright. Wins 33080, 0 and 8. Headwind of 8 knots. That works. Outside air temperature is 9 degrees Celsius. Okay, does it want 09? Okay. What about 0907? Oh! C. It wants C. That's it. Ha! I'm remembering, guys! Oh boy. Very slowly, I'm remembering. Alright, Oval, have a good night. Alright, good. So, I think it's working. Now I need to find my page. Not allowed. Is it in the init? I think it's in the init. I gotta find the, center of gravity. Where is the center of gravity? You press a button and it gives you your CG. Config? No. engine. It should tell you your stab to trim to. I think it was in the FMC. I'm pretty sure it was in the FMC. But where? Where at in the FMC? I don't remember. Takeoff approach. Stab 4.7. That's it. Okay. So then from here, we got to go and turn on the auxiliary pump. And that'll power the stabs. There it is, and it's coming up. I'm just trying to remember all the different steps. It's a cool airplane. It's just different. It's just different. Ooh. All right. Next up, we have the speed. So 163 was our V2. So that means 163 needs to be up here. And to all those that have joined, welcome to my attempt at flying the MD-11 again. It's been 6 months since I flew it last, so I've kind of forgot. I think I flew a little bit too much 737 since then. Alright, flight plan. Not flight plan. Menu. Shortcuts. Cabin doors. Close. Just arm all. Some doors could not be armed. Okay. We'll get that later. Config miscellaneous. Let's go to the config page. The auto brake is off. We'll set that for TO and go to the miscellaneous page. There's a door open, cabin door forward left, and the emergency lights are disarmed. Oh, yes. Where's the emergency light? It was up here. Emergency lights. Arm. Isn't gotta love FS9. FS9 is the best sim, in my opinion. It's about to get better, hopefully, if everything works out. It's slow progress, I guess, but it's going to get better. And we also have a very, very good chunk of news. Ortho for FS9 is about to be released. I think within the month or within the year. By the end of the year, Ortho for FS9 is going to be released, so we can have photoreal automatically made for sceneries. It's going to have textures, automatic water. Like it'll be able to find where the water's at and automatically my goodness, I'm at a loss for words. It's going to auto mask the water. There it is. Auto mask water. And that is something that I hated to do. It took hours and it was just an absolute pain. That's all gone. It's automatically doing that. It's going to have a script that will automatically do the auto gen. You just find the area that you want, you click the tile, and it's going to make it. And you can plug it right into the sim, and all the work, you're just going to be able to do it by yourself. It's going to be like it's Ortho for XP, but ported to FS9, essentially. Andrew, yes, it is a plug-in VC view. It's active camera for FS9. So I'm using my mouse to look around. It's a lot better than doing this. I can just do this. So, okay. Where did the extra fuel come from? Where did that fuel come from? Menu, shortcuts. I did not tell it to take 18,000 pounds of fuel. Oh, I know what it did. Okay, that's fine. It just balanced it. That's perfect. Sweet. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. These are also auto, aren't they? Yeah. And let's set the cargo temperatures. There. And we can just set them on low. And erase that. Okay. I think we're about ready to go. I think. So. Say flight, your boss is coming. Alright, thank you. Alright, turn the beacon on. And we can go ahead and extend the landing lights. Good. Everything is going well. We're pretty much set up, I think. So let's go ahead. Oh. These go to 22. 22 degrees on the dial flap. And let's go ahead and get this F6, F1. It'll do its thing. And we want traffic data. Actually, we don't. Yeah, let's put traffic data even though we don't need it. And data. Traffic and data. TCAS. Just need a map. Plan. Increase. It's going to be a fun departure through these clouds. So yeah, while we're waiting on the pushback truck, a little bit about it. Ground textures you'll be seeing today are from Orbix. The sky textures are from Evtex. The cloud textures are REX Skyforce for Prepared 3D, ported to FS9. Really, that's about it. The trees are a HD tree plugin that actually look pretty good, at least from a little bit of ways away. Other than that, there's not too much else. Let's go all the way up to 350 right off the bat. I forgot. How do you... Okay, let's see here. Push in, take off. So that goes heading, and that goes track. Okay. What's your PC specs? PC specs, GTX 1050 Ti, i7 2600K. Yeah. Okay, it's one of those. Alright, so we arm the FMS speed, arm nav, and prof. I think you push in on them. I think. I hope. I hope. Alright, go ahead and release parking brake. Where's the click spot? It was here somewhere. There it is. Oh, it's right there. Okay. You can push back.
Okay, starting pushback.
We should have a green box. There's a test button. Anti-skid pump on. Alright. And we can turn the auxiliary pump off. Config.
Left is clear, right is clear. Okay to start engines.
Alright, hit engines here. Everything's good. Hit A and B. Engine 1. Hey Juan, how's it going? SVMG, SV, is that Venezuela? SV, I'm not sure where that's at. We have no N1 rising, no N2 rising. Let's disable one. Start air pressures low.
Air position. Please set pocket brakes.
Start air pressures low. Oh, I'm an idiot. You know what we forgot? Oh my goodness, why am I even trying this to why am I even trying to fly? Where is the... Where is it at? It's around here somewhere. I think. There it is. I did not start the APU. I'm running on exterior power and wondering why the engines won't start. I have no bleed air pressure to even begin to turn the fans, termites. So let's go ahead and... Oh, great. It's powering down. It has been way too long to try and fly this on a live stream, let alone on VATSIM like I was going to. But there was no ATC, so I decided not to. That's probably a good thing, because I'm struggling. Struggle is real. How do I turn you back on? APU gen. Okay, on. APU power. Okay, it's turning on now. Because you shouldn't have to touch that button. You should just press APU power and it starts. I didn't do that. APU power. M1's rising, EGT's rising, N2 is going up. Good. Once we get this, then we'll have our air pressure needed to start the engine. I'm trying to remember all of this from memory, and it's not working as well as I thought. I thought I knew the airplane is... or I thought I remembered more of the airplane than I do. So, forgive... If you want to see an actual video on how to fly the MD-11, this is not it. Maybe the one from Boston to Cincinnati would be a little better. Using the Just Flight A320 with FS passengers law. Well, considering that Just Flight is usually a little bit more light on the systems and Pmdg is a little bit heavier, I couldn't say. I've never flown the Just Flight A320. I flew the AirSimmer A320 for a little bit, and I haven't bothered to merge it with the Wilco yet. I already have a merge for it. I just haven't bothered to actually do it. Okay, external power can come off now. Now we have our power needed. Now we can go ahead and start the engine. Theoretically. Is it gonna go? Am I forgetting something? Start air pressure low. How? I'm forgetting something. And I don't remember what. Avionics fan? No. Isolation valve. Isolation valve. APU. There it is. Okay. Why is this so difficult? APU is on. Everything else is manual. Fuel pumps. Why are those not on? Oh, wait, the rest of them are. Okay. Wait, let me try manual. Okay, they're all on. Okay, they're all on. Ground power's on. AC ties, auxiliary pump maybe? System pressure's low. Hey! N2's rising. Awesome. The engines are actually starting now. That was way too much guesswork. That was not good at all. Okay. What do I think of FS Passengers? I had it, loved it, and then I flew a 737 out of DCA about a year ago, and right after departure, I got shot down. I guess it's considered a war zone or something. After that, I haven't used it since. I enjoyed it when I had it, though. It was fun. Using Project Airbus, I would use Project Airbus. The only problem is that no virtual cockpit. I cannot use these. It's way too unrealistic in my opinion. People will fight me on it, but in my opinion, I just don't like it. So, they are entitled to their own opinion. Alright, progress. Taxi light on. Oh, geez, that got bright. Are these actual 3D? Oh, yeah, they are. That's pretty neat. 3D lights. It's really neat. Why'd it get so bright? Ah. Using it in FSX. The FS9 one does not have a virtual cockpit, if I remember correctly. I know the A380 does, but again, there's a massive lack of systems, and I don't use it at all still. Okay. Prof. Okay, we have nav armed, prof armed. Speed. It's pitch. So we're good for takeoff. We need to test wherever the button's at. There's a test button. And then once you test that, pack 2's off. Okay. Gotta start the engine first. And once we test it, then it'll give us a little green box and we're good to go. Problem is I don't remember how to get to that little green box. Status? There's a door open. Cabin door. Forward left. Why is it open? Doesn't say it's open. I use it because it's not very heavy on the system. Okay. Still trying to think of something heavy like that. You know, people think that the Pmdg 737 is better for FS9 because it has less polygons. It's less, theoretically, it's less intensive. However, that's actually not the fact, or that's not really the true fact, I guess. How would you say it? That's not actually how it works. The Ifly is much more, it's built for FS9. Pmdg 737, it's older, so it's not as good as it could be. Where is the button? I need to get the little green box down in the corner. I don't remember where. There's a test. Oh, right here. Oh, I remember how to get it down. Okay, so I need to find the doors to close them. Yeah, I would try the Ifly. You could probably find it for free, just to try it, but definitely buy it because the newer version is actually better. The newer version, they did a lot to it. So 3.2.3.4, I think, is the final. That one actually is, they enhanced a lot of the features, so I would recommend buying it. Cabin doors. Arm all. All doors armed. Good. Alright, seatbelts, no smoking. Auto brake is takeoff. Parking brake is on. I need to bring down the flaps. APU is off. I need to turn that off now. Turn that off and turn this off. Shut you down. Brakes. Spoilers. Green box. Perfect. We are good to go. We have our little green box. Everything else is good to go, I think. Let me just run over everything. I should get a checklist for this airplane. It would be a lot more helpful. We're going to just decrease the range so we can actually see where we're going. We're going to 28 left, which is not too far of a taxi. Alright, auto brake is set to take off. We're good. Let's go ahead and taxi. Ooh, I want to get external shock. I forgot I want to get one shot from the tail fin. Oop, that was a little high, wasn't it? Just love that look. It's so classic. Alright, let's go ahead and move on. So, Darren, hello, how's it going? How is it going? Let's go ahead and turn the transponder on to TARA. Nice MD-11. Yes, it is a very nice airplane. I thoroughly enjoy it. Actually, let's go out to the taxiway. Just trying to remember how to fly it. I'll probably tell Diego after the flight. But first we're taking the Alaskan 737, probably. Well, we'll see, depending on the time. 8:15, 9:15, 10:15. We might take the 737 down to San Diego. We'll see. We might just go to Portland and call it a night. I have drill for the Air National Guard this weekend. So tomorrow, I'm pretty busy. Not a bad thing. Yeah, you're welcome. And Juan, is the MD-11 similar to the 727? Not one bit. They are completely different. In almost every way. Maybe the only thing similar between them is the fact that they have 3 engines, but nothing else about them is remotely similar. The MD-11 is a special airplane. If any of you fly the 717 on a lot of the newer sims, I think Prepared and FSX has the 717. That is actually close to the MD-11. They share a lot of the same systems. The overhead panels are pretty similar. The displays are almost identical. So they share a similarity. But between the 727, Boeing and McDonnell Douglas had very, very different cockpit philosophies. So there's no similarity, really. Oh. And I need the hand. Where is it? There it is. .280. It's a little ways away. Seven, 8. That should be an auto. Alright, hello to those who've joined. Welcome to the, probably one of the older flight simulators being streamed on YouTube. Still a really good sim, though. really popular simulator amongst a lot of people. Surprisingly, people try and shut it down a lot, but it still seems to be alive. And it's doing very well for itself. Whoa. Throttle's bouncing up and down a little bit. I just read the other day, yes, so basically, just like the 717, it was designed by McDonnell Douglas. It has a McDonnell Douglas cockpit. It was actually the MD-95. It was bought out by Boeing, renamed the 717, but they didn't give it a Boeing cockpit. It kept the McDonnell Douglas cockpit, just like the MD-11, which is, at the very end, produced by Boeing as well, but got shut down after the 777 basically took its place. That's why there's only 200 of them, sadly. And even less now that a lot of them have been scrapped. It's the MD-11 and the 717, or the MD-95/MD-11 to Boeing being renamed the 717 is about the same as the C-Series being renamed the A220 by Airbus. It's a Bombardier design, Bombardier cockpit philosophy. Everything about it is Bombardier. The only thing different is the name. Same thing. Alright, here, holding short of 28 left, 10 rights. Go ahead and turn on our landing lights. Go ahead and get the high intensities on, so that way we have our strobes. I have 11 people. Welcome. The only one flying the MD-11. Really, nobody else can, unless you have FSX or FS9. Soon that will change, but for the time being, we can enjoy it. All to ourselves, essentially. Alright. Everything is good to go. I can go to the nav and radial page. Oh, sweet, not allowed. Very nice. Okay. Everything is... and slash should be good to go. Flaps are 22 degrees. Yeah, I think we're ready to fly. Alright, let's go ahead and line up on the runway. Yeah, I don't have SweetFX anymore, so what you see is actually FS9. It's basic. How it looks is what you guys are seeing is what I'm seeing. There's no SweetFX or anything. If you bought the sim and enhanced it a little bit, this is what it would look like. Without any shaders, nothing to make the sim want to crash on you. So. Not quite all the way lined up, but close. I just want to get this shot here, because this is one of the coolest shots. Straight up. Just looking down on it. Alright. Let's go ahead. Should have FMS speed. It's going to be on pitch. Advance the power. To takeoff. Airspeed's alive.
80 knots.
80 knots checked.
V1.
V1. And rotate.
Positive rate.
Gear up.
Gear up.
And it climbs like a rocket out of here. And flaps retract.
Flaps up.
And there's the airspeed's coming down, so we're going to pitch for about 15 degrees. We're still holding 2,000 feet a minute. Not bad at all. Pass Pegley. Pegdy. Thanks, Darren. And we'll be passing the slats retract speed right here very soon. There is the vertical bar. It's descending, so we can speed up to 250 knots. And we're past slats retract, so we go ahead and retract those as well. And we're hopping into the clouds. So pretty. Alright, now we can pitch back up. We're in cargo, so we don't really have to worry about passengers, so we're fine getting 5,100 feet a minute. It actually wants us to do a little bit more, but I think we're fine here at the moment. There's top of the clouds, so we're going to hit auto flight. Auto flight again. That gives us nav 1 and autopilot 1. Here we are breaking out on top of the clouds, passing 7,500 feet. And blue skies. And we're getting high enough. I think I'm going to turn off the landing lights just because it has, if you notice, this weird banding effect. It's actually just on taxi lights. It's got this weird banding effect, so we're going to turn off the taxi light, but keep the landing lights out. Alright, 250 knots. It's in managed mode, essentially. If that's the equivalent to Airbus. The airplane is managing itself. Up on top of the clouds. Some of the best FPS can be found with the MD-11. In all honesty. Landing lights coming off. There we go. I think some of the best FPS really can be found on the MD-11. We're overcast skies with intensive FPS clouds, and we're still holding probably 35, 40. So, really, it's some of the best FPS you can get. Alright, as we've passed 10,000 feet, we're accelerating up to 350 knots. Nope, that's flight level 350. Or is that 350? We'll have to find out. I think it is. Yeah, it is 350. Jeez, this thing wants to go. So, I guess we're going up to 350 knots, 35,000 feet climb thrust, so we're only at 1,300 feet per minute right now. But we have a tailwind, so we have a ground speed of 380, and that's climbing very quickly as we're getting higher. And I actually looked at the winds. If you go to... can you guys hear me fine? Let me check. Okay, yep, it seems like you guys can. If not, just let me know. If you go to aviationweathercenter.com, or aviationweather.com, it's awc.gov. Yeah, it's .gov, not .com. When you go there, you're going to go to area forecast. It's going to say it doesn't work anymore. From there, it's going to direct you to a GFA tool. There, you can check winds. And if you check the winds around 240 to 280, it actually starts. You can see this very defined low pressure. And you'll see the winds be calm right along Portland. And then to the west, the winds are very strong to the south. And right to the east, very strong to the north. And it's actually really cool. Let me see if I can find it. We can go there together. It won't pause the sim. aviationweathercenter.gov. We come down here to the area forecast. It says this has been discontinued. You go to the GFA tool. From here, you can go to winds and up around 240. Right here, there's this band. And if you look at the winds, right here along the coast, we have 100 knots straight south, and then if you go to the north, you go 100 knots, 95 to the north. And right here along Portland is this band of just no wind, very calm, and that's only at 240. If we go up to 360, where we're at, out here, now you're getting 100. Now you're getting 150 knots out over the ocean, and where we're at, we're getting 50, 35. But right here, there's a very low pressure, so all that wind is going right there. And again, once you get on the other side of this band, which goes all the way from into Canada, all the way down to San Francisco, just about. So that's very, very cool, how you can just see this massive pressure gradient right here that's just right on the west coast. So very, very strong winds out there. Popping back into the sim. And that's kind of how I found this flight that I wanted to do, was because, one, there was a lot of clouds. I wanted to fly where there's clouds, just to give us something to look at, and to test the FPS with the clouds in FS9, and because there was a little bit more of a challenge. I was originally going to fly the Atlas Air 747, replicating a real-world flight that it was doing tonight from Cincinnati to Washington, IAD, but instead opted for Portland to San Francisco just for the weather, more so. More clouds, a little bit more fun. So, don't know if you've talked about it, but how you use weather in FS9. So yeah, weather in FS9. There's not too many options for it, but what you can do is download a tool called FS Real Weather. There's a light version, and then I have FS Real Weather 3.0. It costs $20, but it connects to FS9, and it uses the FS9 cloud models and textures. So you can put whatever you want in there, and it's going to use it, unlike Active Sky. And then it'll generate the weather using the METARs, winds alofts, and weather from the Aviation Weather Center and from the National Weather Service and NOAA online. So it's really cool how it does that. The departure out of Portland, those clouds, that was based off the METAR. The only thing about the METAR is it only comes out once every hour, so it can only get the winds once an hour. So it can only get the weather for that airport once an hour, and it kind of does it does a really good job of it for what it can, but sometimes it's not always completely accurate. It's close, but not always 100%. The winds aloft, those only come out 4 times daily, so those winds, it's based off of whatever is coming out, at least for the United States. It's based off whatever is coming out of the National Weather Service's data. And they send up weather balloons from different airports 4 times daily to collect the wind data. All in all, though, it does a really, really good job and competes well with a lot of the newer sources and simulators. So yeah, here we are, climbing out of Portland, looking really, really nice. So I love the overcast layer down there. Just once you're on top, it's so pretty. Even in real life, last week, this past Saturday, about a week ago, we were flying in the Cessna 172 from 1 Golf 3 down to Papa Kilo Bravo in West Virginia, and we passed a cloud layer, and it's solid overcast, only about 50 to 100 feet thick, but it stretched all the way out to the horizon just off to the east of us, and we flew over the tail end of it, and it was so amazing on top. And we weren't that high, only 6,500 feet, and the cloud layer was at 3,000, but it looked like we were a lot higher than we were, just because of the way it looked, or just the size and everything. So yeah, and there was a high pressure, so all the dirty air was just like pushed to the surface almost. So once we were on top of that, the visibility was unrestricted, and you could see for miles, probably at least 50, 60. Yeah, so in real life, I'm a private pilot. I'll be doing my instrument rating this coming spring, and I'm working on becoming a commercial pilot. So yes, I do fly in real life. Oh, jeez. First time I've seen that. So yeah, we're close. Let's see here. Heading a 180, 179. Let's increase the range a little bit. So yeah, 13, 12 knots from the crosswinds. Ground speed of 499 miles an hour. Or knots, I mean 500 knots right there we just broke. But you can look, we're kind of right where that wind starts to shift from the calm to the strong south winds. And Dwan, yeah. So right there we're starting it. We're kind of getting to the point, but I don't think we're actually going to make it into that area. But we're flying pretty much in the dead zone, essentially. It's a shame we couldn't go out like, 30 miles more and have a 50-knot tailwind. So, but I'll take what we can get. Hey Darren, welcome back. We are passing 31.5 up to 350. And about hour total time, or, well, 50 minutes in cruise, and we'll start a descent down into San Francisco. 6 people in the stream, so it's about average. It's always fun doing these streams. Breaks up the monotony of just flying by myself. If I was doing this by myself, I'd probably be on Spotify right now, finding some music. But at least with this, I can chat with you guys. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about what I'm using, systems, settings, tips and tricks, or anything like that, feel free to ask, and I can help as best I can. So, I think within, maybe if I have time tomorrow in the evening, I was supposed to fly some family, but the plane I was booked in went down for maintenance, so had to cancel that. But maybe tomorrow in the evening after I get done with drill for the day, I can work on making a video that's an update to the How to Make FS9 Great in 2019. We'll do it in 2020 or 2021. I don't know. I'll name it whatever it is. So yes, Juan, I do have a yoke. Let me see here. I have 2 keyboards, a mouse, a joystick, which becomes my tiller for most of the flights, which replicates this guy down here. It's just a Logitech Extreme 3D. I use the rudder axis for the tiller. I have 2 throttle quadrants, rudder pedals, and my yoke. And it has a 737...
Altitude.
1,000 to go. It has a 737, like... You know on the 7.3, it has that piece right here with the checklist on it. You can put papers on. I have one of those, except I made it myself. I found the real size one for real life and printed it out. slapped it on a piece of cardboard, cut it out, and then taped it to the yoke. So, but it works, does well. So, oh sweet, 179th gears here. I'm gonna go buy a shirt. Yeah, it's almost like a clipboard. If you look on a 737 yoke, it's like a clipboard, has a little light on it. It's for charts. And they also have one over here. I think it has this one too, because in the real life, this will pop out. It doesn't in here. But in real life, this folds out, and you can actually put your charts and everything on it. But now it's getting more to tablets online, or for flight, stuff like that. Online chart databases. Saves you from carrying tons and tons of paper around and having to renew it all the time. Yes, before iPad charts were a thing. Now for the iPad, all you need to do is put a suction mount right here, and it's boom, right there. All the charts in the world are right at your fingertips. You don't have to go searching through papers and yeah. My friend actually flies for Piedmont, and he gave me some old Piedmont chart binders. And they're binders specifically for charts, and I have 4 of them. And he said that would have covered approximately 4 or 5 states for 1 month. So if you fly across all 50 states, you need 50 of those. And you need to get the ones that you need for that day, for the airports you're going to go to. And you have to replace them all every month to stay up to date. He's like, when they switched to iPads, that was the best thing they've ever done in terms of chart replacement. He's like, that's really improved the crew. Basically resource management. So, because it was a lot quicker. Because instead of fiddling around with paper in the cockpit, you can be more concerned on flying the approach, and the chart is already there. And it's, if you need a new one, you don't have to get a new paper. You just click on the next chart. It's, I guess the flight sim equivalent would be Navigraph charts, the app. So, yeah, so back in the day, if you're flying, say, a transatlantic flight, you're going to have your chart that takes you across the Atlantic. It's going to be with the airways, the routes for that day. And then you have your approach chart, your arrival chart, your ILS or RNAV, whatever you're going to be using. Probably a VOR or NDB arrival like back then. They didn't have RNAV. That's a relatively new thing because of GPS. RNAV is a GPS approach. ILSs, you would have had those. NDBs. You would have been using those. And then you would have your airport chart, your... Just, let me think here. How many charts do I use? Here. Gates, airport, departure SID, en route, arrival SID. So that's 5. And that, or departure, the arrival star, the ILS, the airport, and the parking. So on average, just for one flight, you use around 8 charts. But that doesn't include your backup and the en route. So, a lot of paper in the cabin. Yes, when I'm flying in the 172, it's kind of annoying because if I fly here, if I go to Sky Vector and zoom in on Cleveland, my one flight was this. I'll go 3, 3. Enter, and then KMRT. This was my flight. We had a total of 4 hours time en route. The problem is that I have the Detroit sectional, and halfway through the route, Detroit sectional ends. It joins Cincinnati. So then you're flying in the air and you're fumbling around in the cockpit getting your new chart. And then that chart starts here. So, yeah. It's not that big of a deal. It's because we're slow, but it's kind of annoying, especially when you're trying to plan it with your ruler and pencil. Because you're trying to draw the line between the two charts, and you're like using your latitude and longitude and minutes to figure out which line and where it comes from. So, and then this flight here, we were supposed to fly right over Columbus into Marysville, but instead they were busy, so they vectored us north to the Appleton VOR, and then direct to Marysville. So, all in all, not bad though. But yeah, I have 2 cross countries coming up this week. I think I'm flying. I don't even know where I'm flying yet. I have to go to Buffalo, New York for one of them. Or no, that's a dual. So I actually have 3 cross countries the next week here, or 2. So it's expensive, very, very expensive. The hardest thing about becoming a pilot is the money. So, building hours, yes, I have around 83 right now, 83 hours. Still very young pilot still. Alright, I'll be right back in a minute or 2. I gotta run and grab something. Alright, I'm back. How's everything looking? Clouds are slowly breaking up, but they're building, it seems, a little bit. At least they're getting a little higher. Some mountains down there. Yes, indeed. Oh, man. About 200 miles probably to the top of the sun. Let me look. And progress. Now look how dead the wind is. Because we're right in that one spot. As soon as we get right over on this side, headwind, probably. Maybe. Okay. Temp is minus 42 Celsius. About 45 minutes left in the flight. That is to landing at San Francisco. Ever take it down to the Golden Gate Bridge for fun? We're actually flying over to Golden Gate Bridge for today. But no, I've never taken it down close. So, starting to sound. Enjoy the landing, Juan. I'm gonna try and do as best as I can on mine. No promises, though. No promises. Okay, I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Had to run upstairs. Air National Guard swag came in, so... or order forms came in, so... ordering that for the Air National Guard. Loadmaster on C-130s, so aircrew, joined up as a way to earn money in college, and so I can get a flight slot in the future for the Air National Guard and fly C-17s or KC-135s, KC-10s, C-130s. Something I've wanted to do. I wanted to join the military and serve Air Force, but due to wanting to be a commercial airline pilot, I decided to take the commercial airline route, and Air National Guard is a way I can still serve, but it's part-time. So I have to go, and that's what the drill is for tomorrow. It's one weekend a month, and in that weekend I make $260, $270 to basically do a PT test and sit in a meeting. So yeah, and it's fun. I enjoy it. So, but I have not shipped out to basic yet. I will not ship out until next fall. And that is due to Rona and my schedule. So, but I'm looking forward to it. It'll be fun to do. All right. Alrighty, 35. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. So, as we get over, just like in the GFA tool, in the winds, you know how they came on the east, the farther east you went, the faster they got? Well, the farther east we're going, because we're on a heading of 163, because California curves in, the winds are actually picking up. So earlier they were 7 knots, now they're 30, 31. So, it's kind of cool to see how the actual weather in the sim is replicated pretty close to what it is in real life. Coming in hot, you screwed the descent. Juan, what plane are you flying? Which aircraft? I have to wonder. descend down to 3,100 feet. Going into the nav and radial, the ILS is 109.55. /284. It is, and that is our ILS course for San Francisco. I have to wonder, plan, decrease. What does it want me to do here? What is it having me do? Really? Beglow to Lawsett, to Bagda, to Cork, to Bricks, and then manual to Seppen. Okay, so it goes to Cork, and then to Bricks, and then it has me come out, and then around into Seppen. Okay. So I'll have to manually get myself in there. That's fine. Ah, A320. Okay. Is that the Just Flight? If so, how much of an FMC does it have? I wonder. I would like to know. Because I didn't think it had one. And if it did, it wasn't that good. 15, and the dial a flap. There's one cool thing about the MD-11, the dial a flap. It's quite special to this airplane. Nine o'clock. You know, we could go to Project Airbus. Okay. You know, we could take the 737 down to San Diego. We'll see. I don't know how long of a flight it is. Using external software for the SIDS and stars. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, really, if you ever come in high, you can honestly just go into a hold. You can set up a hold to finish the descent. You know, I would take a picture, but it's not really that special. So, yeah. What is our altimeter at San Francisco? That would be nice to know. Search. Altimeter is 2970. Winds 260 at 11. Few at 800. Few at 2500. Yeah, okay, let's see here. So, November 7th at 1506 Zulu. Winds 260 at 11. 10 statute miles visibility. Few at 800. Few 2500. Temperature 13. Dew point 16. Altimeter 2970. Remarks. Enhanced weather. Sea level pressure 1005.8. And tops are 1,200. Okay. Alright, perfect. Freeware scenery? No, we're going to be using Flight Beam, San Francisco, for FS9. The first and only Flight Beam scenery for FS9, sadly. I wish they would have brought Denver to FS9, but they didn't. I mean, their choice. It's quite sad, but, yeah. Just Flight A320 FMC is basic at best, but good for an amateur. Like, Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. The first airplane I learned was the Pmdg 737, and then I switched to the Ifly. So I really didn't start with a light FMC. My friend from Germany, when he was here, just kind of went like, no, you learn the hard airplane. Let's go. And that was one of the big reasons I cannot fly freeware, is just lack of systems. I learned systems from the very beginning, essentially, when my first airplane, like payware, is deep in systems. And when I learned it, I got used to it. And then when the planes didn't have it, it's just kind of like boring. There was nothing to do. So. But yeah, I mean, I'm more of a simulator for procedures and for the actual experience of flying the airplane. Where others just want to fly and don't really care about procedures or anything like that. Which, to each their own. So. Well, I'm going to start with the Ifly. Yeah, I would highly recommend the 737. That is probably the easiest airplane to learn in terms of video material on YouTube, which is one reason I have not made a tutorial for it. It's because there are many other people that have already made tutorials for it, and 737 is a 737. So, Pmdg is, like, if you watch a Pmdg 737 NGX tutorial, or NGXU, and you can fly the Ifly. Perfectly fine, there's no problem with it. Yes, I do enjoy the comm part of VATSIM. That's always fun to do. It's just, I guess they weren't too keen on the western US today. So, no VATSIM tonight. They were on the East Coast, but I really didn't want to fly the East Coast. I mean, I did, but they were at Boston and Chicago, and I think we've flown out of Boston already, twice. So, I don't think we've flown out of Portland. I think we went to San Francisco once, I think. I'm not sure. I think the FMC and just flight displays, navigation and approach info, you can see all that on the GPS, so. Okay, I know there's a default FS9 GPS that I used to use, but I could not figure out, and I don't think it has any SIDS or stars. I think it's a basic one for most. Yeah, I think it's pretty basic, that one is. Kind of like the X-Plane default GPS is just very basic. It has what it needs and nothing more. Even like FS2020. It has SIDS and stars, yes, but it doesn't have much else. From what I've heard. Is that... yeah. Okay. It does not. Basic as. Okay, so it just has direct to waypoints and pretty much nothing else. Then. Progress. Okay, we're on time. 13:34. It's 9:11. I wish the airplane had weather. It does not. Okay. Does this have 3D buttons? I don't think it does. No, it doesn't. I wouldn't expect it to. It's fine. Ugh. Wonder if we'll have clouds in San Francisco. If I can, the LOD radius, what do you mean by that? The actual distance you can see stuff, like detail? This here? Exactly. Okay. Yes, I do. Its extended radius is 4, so it actually holds a lot higher amount of detail from further out. So what it does is it makes the image a lot crisper. As you can tell, it holds a lot more of the detail. So it looks a lot nicer. And close up, even from this altitude, is exactly as it should be. And then you go out to here, and you can start to see it switches to the next level of detail down. Then it goes out further, and it switches to the next level of detail down. And you go out more, it switches to the last level, right here. And then once you go out past that, then it gets into a very, very basic. But from this view, you really can't tell. It looks pretty consistent all the way out, which is perfect. That's what you need. Oh, there's an airport down there. That's a pretty nice airport. It's got a lot of views, I would think. Alright, getting close to the top of descent. And yeah, you can see it right here on the ocean. It goes all the way out, and you can follow it way down there. Even out of view. It just keeps going. So you can actually see it when you're out. It keeps going that way. Okay, top of descent is 5 nautical miles away. You should see the airplane switch from hold to prof. And we'll start the descent. We should see the thrust back down to idle or a little bit above. And that should happen in a couple seconds here. Oh, the clouds changed. So did the visibility. Maybe. And there's top of descent. We should be descending. Why we aren't, I'm not sure. Idle clamp. There it went. And we go down to 3,100. That's what it should have done. Is that right there. Gotta practice those holds next time. It's the one thing you could do with an FMS or MCDU, whichever it would like to be called. Alright, starting the descent. Looks like it's going well, for the most part. Following profile, at least. Hello, Southern California. Kind of. Middle California? I don't know. It is 23:15. Arrival is going to be 23:34. So arrival in 16 minutes. 16 minutes. Supposedly. Supposedly. I would say 20. Into San Francisco. But we're getting close. And I just saw the visibility drop a tiny bit. So the one thing I can tell is that there is no alpha channel on this airplane, which is quite sad. Forgot to add it, so I'll have to remember to do that, because these airplanes don't look right without an alpha channel. It just gets rid of the shine, makes it seem super fake. Ugh. Next to Johnny, and then Big Low, and then Lawzit, and then Pmdg. What is an alpha channel? So you have. So when you're making a or when you're making a paint job, or like paint scheme or livery, you have the BMP file. Here, let's do this. I load up DXT BMP. If I come here and go to local disk, Flight Sim 2004, add our aircrafts. Let's go aircraft 757-200. Why not? United Repaint. Or TUI. Let's do TUI. You have the aircraft. I think it's this one. Right here. Here's the texture, the basic texture. This is the actual thing that gets wrapped around the airplane, and the part that makes this repaint shiny, gives it that shine, is the alpha channel. So the darker this is, the more shiny it's going to be. And this right here seems to be a pretty good color, I found, that gives it that right amount of shine. I think I have pictures, save pictures, I think. I'm not sure if I have it in here. Maybe I do. No, I'm not sure I do. I think it's on my hard drive, which is upstairs. External. I'll have to get it. Plug it in. But that's what that does. So the darker the alpha channel, the more shiny the airplane is, but you don't want it too shiny. Also just looks terrible. And too little, too much looks bad. Too little, like less is better. To a certain extent. This here, the airplane just has no shine. It looks flat. If I was to make that alpha channel black, the airplane would look like it's absolutely just been polished beyond existence. So that wouldn't look good either. So a good medium is that color, that gray I showed, that's about the happy medium for me. Others may say it's too much. Most people will not say it's too little. So, yes, you have to find the sweet spot. And for me, that is where the sweet spot is, to me. To others, they might think it's a little bit too shiny. But I've found that I like it, especially on the 757. Let me go grab the hard drive real fast so I can show you a photo for the 757. Alright, so got the hard drive. I will pull it up real fast. Oh, that's not it. Backup drive. Flight some photos. Here's screenshot 757. Right here. These were some shots I made for repaint conversion. And if you look right here, you can see the shine that follows along the fuselage. That right there is the alpha channel doing its job. Right there, you can kind of see it's a shine almost that follows the fuselage contours. And again on this side here, you can see it very well. And right there on the engine as well, you can kind of see it. And then here, it gives the fuselage more defined lines, essentially. And then right here, you can see it as well. The dark versus the light. Condor, once you see it, you can't really let go of it. Like right there it is. Going up the fuselage. Here it is again. It gives FSX-ish look. So, there's Munich photo real scenery that I made. So, yeah. Condor. So, yeah. National Cargo. La Champagnie, or La Champagnie, I don't know how to say it. So, yeah, that's what that is. That's the alpha channel. Alright, back to the regularly scheduled programming. Seems we're just sounding a little fast. Let's go back to prof.
Altitude.
Alright. Heading towards Lawson right now. Coming across whatever this is here. Oh, welcome, clouds. Nice of you to join. That's pretty. La Company? La Company? Is that right? Not sure. And it continues to descend. Looking good. Oh, add drag. Alright, let's see. Add some drag. Let's go 1/3. That's what I love about the MD-11. You can just kind of like click 1 or 2 or 3. Looking good, sort of. Yes, sort of. Ooh, going through a couple of clouds, it seems. San Francisco. There it is. Alright, everything will look good until we have to do this part ourselves, then it'll be interesting. So. It's going to be a guessing game to figure out which way is which and what I need to do to get there. There's San Francisco. Alright. We'll go ahead and get a heading set up. It'll parallel the sky. So that way once we get past that waypoint we can just parallel and then cut in for the landing, essentially. Flying overhead San Francisco Airport now. Look down. Just... Where's all the gates? The gates are gone. Nah. We're just too far away. A beam, yes, once we're... Well, I wouldn't say a beam. Where are you going? Where are you going? Oh, it wants to go out. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. Let's do this. Heading 140. Oh. You need to pull back, don't you? Oh, no, that's right. Heading 140. Yeah, that's correct. And keep that descent going down to 3,100. Idle pitch is 230. Go ahead and pop down here to the approach. And flaps 50 to lands. That's correct. Approach is 158. 153 is the VREF. Clean minimums are 215. Slats extend min is 174. Flaps 28 min is 161. So we're fine at the moment. So. Yeah, everything's looking fine for right now. just descending at the moment, and we're going to come back around for Seppen. Once we're about 5 nautical miles away, we can go ahead and go heading 1000 and select it. Yeah, I just had to get used to the way the autopilot worked again, but now that I'm figuring it out, it's not so bad. It's not bad at all. Now we're essentially on a downwind leg, in a way, though we're at 7,000 feet. I need to get that descent coming along. Let's put some speed brakes out. I really need that descent to pick up. Because at Seppen, I'm not on VATSIM right now. Seppen, what's the next waypoint after Seppen? Flight plan. Axmal, which isn't on here. Sweet. What's the chart from? December of 18. Ah, it's perfect. Perfect. Let's go to SkyVector. I know it has charts for the US. Let's see if those are up to date. San Francisco. I am looking for the ILS 28 right. Unless they're localizer 28 right, that's it. These are for January of 19. Seppen's at 3,000. We need to be at 3,000 at Seppen. Are we going to make that? Now, I don't know. We'll make it. It's just a matter of how. We're going to have to bring that descent rate down. Okay, heading of 333, 330. Execute. Let's just do 320. 31. Get the plane turned around. 3,000 at Seppen. We need to bring that speed down. 210, flaps extend, or slats extend.
Slats extended.
Actually, looks like we're going to be right on the line here. So that should work out pretty well, I think. Yeah, we're actually going to be really close to it. FedEx. You'll do the 737. Yeah, I'll do the flight, or 738 flight after this. FedEx 187 cleared, ILS runway 28. Yes, we are cleared, hopefully, I think. 283. Do the approach and land. It's going to capture that, capture the localizer. Now it's just going to fly the localizer until it captures the glide slope. And then when it captures the glide slope, we'll be all set up for the landing. And we're just going to hold 210 knots right now until we get a little bit closer, because we're still a little far out. I'm going to go ahead and set my throttles to 50%. We have a very high nose-up pitch at the moment. About 6 degrees, 7 degrees. But we have the runway in sight. It seems to have captured 28 left, hasn't it? It seems so. I think we're lined up for 28 left. Hold on a second. Options map. World map. Are we lined up for 28 left or right? Maybe it's just an illusion. It looks like we're lined up for left when we are on right. 28 right, 111.7 and 283. 109.55. 28 left is 109.55. Are you kidding me? 111.7. I need 111.7. Okay. Oops. 0.7/283. There we go. Localizer only. That'll capture it. It should, theoretically. Stuff happens. Stuff happens indeed. No, I did not say to do that. Begin your descent. There it's going. Alright. Speed 180. Our speed is 2. It's capturing it again. Speed's 246. Let's go ahead and add some auto brake or speed brake here. It's going to be minimum. We need to get that speed down here. Flaps extend 15. Let's go ahead and bring flaps 15. Track speed brake. Okay. Alright, now we're lined up for 28 right. There it is. And we are 10 nautical miles out. Doing 220 knots. As soon as we get the gear down, which we will do at 10 nautical miles. There it is, 10 nautical miles, gear down.
2100.
And flaps 22.
28.
28. Oops, 22's Embraer. It's 22 and 45. Don't ask how I remembered. And 161 is our next speed. Flaps 28 is 161, and then we're going to go flaps 35. Look at that coffin corner there. Jeez. It's like too fast and you overspeed, too slow, and that happens. Okay, 158, flaps 50.
Flaps 50.
On glide slope. Alright, let's go ahead and have some fun. My airplane.
1000. Autopilot.
Alright, enjoy the landing. Let's see if we can not screw it up.
Approaching minimum.
Oop.
Minimum. $100, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
No spoilers. Spoilers deployed.
Juan, thank you. It was 2-8 right.
80 knots.
Alright. And 60 knots. Reversers closed. A little bit of a floater. And speed brakes disarmed. And auto brakes, go ahead and disarm those as well. And we'll get off at the next taxiway. I'll taxi to park. Go ahead and get the APU running here. Alright, welcome to San Francisco. We'll go ahead and watch the replay here in a second. Actually, we can go ahead and do that now. See how the landing was. FS recorder. And instant replay to last probably 180 seconds. I thought about trying Pilot Edge, but I decided not to.
500.
Oh, I do. I get this here.
Minimum.
That is always a cool shot to get. Alright, let's go ahead and watch the replay. Oh yeah, a little bit of a float there. A little bit of a float. And then comes down a little hard. But overall, not bad. Center line. For the most part. 5 feet off. Where'd my reversers? Did I not have reversers? I didn't have reversers. That's weird. I do want to get this shot here. I think it's right over the numbers here. Print screen. And then this one. Right as soon as we get smoke. There it is. Alright. So we can go ahead and press exit.
Reverse thrust available.
Full lap. Full lap.
I want to see. Okay. The MD-11's reversers were a little different than the 7.3s. Okay. Let's just go park in here. I'm not sure where the MD-11s park at San Fran in real life. the cargo ones. So we'll just park in here. And do a quick turnaround. And get on the 737 and head down to San Diego. While I'm doing this, go ahead and put in the comments which aircraft you would like to, or which livery you would like to see for the 737. We can fly United, or Southwest, or Alaska. One of those three, I think, would be good. Oh, there's a guy. Good, come straight in. Does he want me to keep coming this way? There we go. Oh, he wants me to park this way. Okay. There we go. Alright. Go ahead and set the parking brake. APU is on. Oh, I didn't turn the APU, I turned APU bleed. Jeez. Okay, let's go ahead and shut down the engines here as soon as we get it. It's starting here soon. Alright, Juan, have a good night. Thanks for watching. I don't know why it's not going. Oh, now APU power is available. Okay. Alright. Below 15% N2. Or N1, I mean. 15% N1. We can go ahead and turn off the beacon.
Blocks in position.
Alright. So, I think what I'll do is we'll go ahead and get the next flight going here and be on our way down to San Diego. 10, 11, 12 probably. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and shut it down. Okay. We'll exit the simulator. There we go. So yeah, for the 60 there, which one would you like to see? Livery wise, would you like to see United or Southwest or Alaska? And I'll choose what I'll go with whichever you guys say. If not, I'll just pick. Or, I mean, we don't have to do it. I mean, it's 10 p.m. Oh, let me think here. Let me look at how long of a flight it's going to be down southwest. Sim brief. Okay. Old livery, new livery, special livery. Got anything in mind? If not, we'll just use the new livery. San Diego's an hour and 40 en route. It'll be about midnight till we're done. Oh, but it has a nice approach. What if we started at Los Angeles instead? Special ones, okay. Would you want to start at Los Angeles or San Francisco? The difference is going to be around an hour total time. Well, 40 minutes. Difference would be about 40 minutes. You know, let's just do San Francisco down. That works. Ksfo. 5120. And 325 airframe was going to be 737-700 because that's all their special liveries. That's on 700s. And I need to make a new folder. B737-700 X or Ksfo. Make it short but a full flight. Then let's just do LAX because that's 55 minutes rather than an hour and 40. Let's just do that. Sam. Control C. Control V. I mean, would you agree, Sam? Because if we do San Francisco, it's gonna, or if we do from SFO, it's gonna be an hour and 20 minutes en route. If we do from LAX, it's gonna be a lot shorter because San Francisco and LAX. Let me see here. Flight finder. Southwest 737. 8509. That works for me. I think let's just do that. Let's do KLAX to K San Diego. I think that works just as good. Yep, let's do that. What was it? 142 miles, 281 mile an hour. And what altitude were they at? What'd they make it up to? 14,000? 13,000. They made it to 13. Honestly, that's not half bad. And what was that? They left at 8:50, 9/11. Brief flight, but it's fine. Let's look at San Francisco. Search. Southwest also has 737. Oh, that was already done. Let's look at this one. 1342. They left 11:34.